I prepare for my challenge at the end of this month on October 31st of spending the entire business day whilst riding an exercise bike tracked by the Peloton app, both networking and client sessions, I realised that I needed to get some medical checks done before this sort of event takes place. That's what I want to talk about in today's video. Now, I'm Simon from Sterling Business Coaching, and what I didn't realise was that when a friend told me some years ago that when you undertake something momentous, it has to involve blood, sweat and tears. Now, the tears haven't come yet. I'm sure they'll come with the pain of sitting in a saddle for 8 hours. But what I didn't realise was that when I started getting the medical checks done, how much blood that people would want to take from me. So as I stand here, I've got my short sleeves on because I've been for more blood tests today. So I've had blood taken out of my left arm and I've had blood today taken out of my right arm. And I can't believe that I have this fear of needles and fear of having blood taken. Unfortunately, that's what stops me donating blood. So this has really been a mountain to climb and a challenge. And of course, the reason that I'm doing that is to help the charity Sense and the work that it does in helping very directly the children that are deaf and blind, either partially or fully, their parents and their carers. And if you want to support me in the 8-hour process, you can go to my Just Giving page and you'll see it coming across the screen as I go through this. But as I was driving back from the clinic today and thinking about how does this relate to business, and of course it does, very much so, because when we have business plans, and we talked about outcomes and results in a prior video, but when we are doing the preparation, it's important that we get the preparation right. It's important that we understand that not only the delivery is going to have its challenges, its successes, but also the preparation does. And I think this week I've probably overcome my fear of needles and of giving blood. And who knows, that might be another challenge after this of actually donating blood on a regular basis. Who knows? But when we look at our business plans, when we look at the events that we have, when we look at the products that we're going to launch, the services that we're going to launch, we never have to underestimate the process of planning and preparation. I think there's a great story told in Jim Collins' book, Great by Choice, where he talks about two Antarctic expeditions. One of the expeditions spent a lot of time preparing. They ate seal blubber, whale blubber. They did it with dogs as well as doing it with horses. They did a lot of work on foot. The other one didn't do so much preparation. They assumed that all plans would go well and that their rations would last and that the horses would be okay to cope with the weather. And of course, one expedition made it, the other one didn't. And the one that did the preparation and did the preparation of all the things that might go wrong and all the things that they would need to cope with, they reached the pole and the other one didn't. And that's the same with this event that I'm running. I've got to make sure that I'm testing my medical condition to make sure that I've got everything planned for, everything prepared for, everything that I'm sure of to make sure I get this to be a success. Now, I'm going to do the 8 hours. Be assured of that. If you go to that Just Giving link across there, I'm going to do the 8 hours, but I want to make sure I do it to the best success, not only for the charity, but also of me, that I look after me, because I don't want to be a wreck for 2 or 3 weeks after. So it's really important when you think about the plans that you've got, that you ask that question, perhaps in your subconscious or consciously, why so much blood? Why do I need to give so much? Well, I need it to be right. I need to be prepared. I need to make sure I get this challenge done. I need to make sure that I get to the pole. Because if I'm going to reach my £1,000 plus target by spending 8 hours in the saddle during networking and client sessions, strapped to an exercise bike, being tracked by the Peloton app, doing workouts in between those sessions, I need to make sure that I'm absolutely set up to be the best that I can be. That's absolutely essential, because I'm doing it not just for me, I'm doing it for this young girl that's in this image here. This young girl who needs all the help that she can get to cope with her deaf and her blindness. And you can do that by going to the Simon's Fundraising for Sense Just Giving page. If you can't get the link copied and pasted, you can freeze the video now if you're watching it on record, but obviously as I'm doing this, it's live. Just go on to Just Giving, justgiving.com, and search for Simon Meadows, and you'll find me there. Any support that you can give me would be great. But for those of you who are watching this that have a business or are involved in the management and leadership of business, that was a good combination of words, wasn't it? Management. I might actually use that. But if you're involved in leadership and management, it's the end of the day. It's Friday. It's late. It's time for me to wrap it up. But if you are involved and you've got any kind of planning, think about the preparation. Make sure that you understand what's involved in the preparation. Make sure you do the thorough preparation. And make sure you look for every kind of eventuality that you need to include in those plans, and make sure that you're taking the steps to cope with those eventualities, just as I'm doing. Just with the blood that I'm giving from each arm, make sure that you're doing the same in your business plans, in your business events. Or it might be a life event. Look for every eventuality. It might be summer, but it might rain outside, particularly here in the UK. So make sure you do that, and make sure you're prepared to go through the process of having the checks, having the tests, and giving as much blood as you need to make sure that your plans have the success that they need. It's Friday afternoon as I'm broadcasting this live. I wish you all a very successful and enjoyable weekend. And I hope that this week's videos and today's video has given you something to take away that you can use in your life, in your business. And of course, those of you who can and want to support, please go to the link that's going across this video and support me in my challenge of spending 8 hours strapped to an exercise bike, being tracked by the Peloton app. Of course, if anybody knows anybody at Peloton who would like to support this, please do so. If anybody wants to ride with me, please do so. Message me directly. If you've got an event that you're doing, please put it into the comments below this, wherever it is, whether it's on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever. The only thing this isn't going out on is TikTok. But anyway, I will leave you with that. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Bye for now.